up? Welcome to Love and Then What? Love and Then What? With your hosts, Robbarnabei and Justin Judge.
What's the biggest fight you guys ever had? Say, look at this guy. We're gonna get into
You
this.
said close out. I was like, damn, what time is it?
What's the biggest fight you guys ever had?
I mean, I'll let you answer.
And who won it?
I feel like
She won.
all of our fights are like not that crazy.
Yeah,
but I had to think
like
of
that's one thing that I thought about before coming on here, and I was like, a lot of our fights are very trivial, like.
Or even if they're.
Wait, what's the biggest one though? Cause I'm
I
curious.
can think of a funny thing. Like I don't.
Yeah, say it.
We got in a fight, drunk one night, came home, and we started throwing food around the house.
Well, that was like, that
What's
was
wrong with that?
that
Like,
was
it's
pretty
like-
common
that's-
for us
yeah.
because
We love throwing food.
no, like.
Like she
Like-
said something, and I just threw a bowl of soup at the wall, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden she had something that went across
No,
the
Who's
room.
drinking
because
soup after the bar?
Chris
Maybe.
is like what, like
Leftovers.
It sounds such a weird.
no, because Chris is like
After the bar is such a weird. I was a leftover
I think it was a
No,
Chinese night. We had
because-
wongtong. in the
yeah,
fridge.
because he's
Good, long
like 3
times
years
ago.
younger than I am. So like you have to think I turned 21 and he was like 23 or 24, so he was already like experienced the bar life before me. So like we'd come home and we were kind of like on the same level, and I only say that because guys mature slower than girls do, right?
That's what they say.
I'm not gonna
That's-
argue. I'm
yeah.
still.
So
You have a
like,
beard?
Okay.
Where's your beard?
hey, I shaved the no right? And so, like, I'm 21 and he's 24, and I'm just, like, fucked up. Like, I'm obliviated. And he...
It's like that too.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, fuck you, bitch. He threw a fucking yogurt cup at me. So I'm like, a fucking yogurt cup? And, wait, we should mention that our friend Nikki was here for this.
Okay,
Yes,
Nikki
yes,
is
yes.
everywhere.
Nikki
We need
is
to
a
get her in here.
Can we get
staple
another
in our
clap for Nikki?
relationship. And
Yes, we can.
he just fucking heated up a
No,
bowl
we
of
can't.
soup
We
and
can't
he
do that.
throws it at me.
Yes, we can.
Throws a hot, it's flaming
was for
hot
Nikki.
bowl of soup.
I don't even know who Nikki is, but I mean, she's a
You
great
know,
person.
we might have to edit this out, but I'm going to try to get Nikki on this podcast for you.
She won't come.
She won't come, but maybe she can convince her.
I'll say it, but she's not coming.
No, she ain't coming.
We'll
But
we'll
I
let
don't
God
know.
get it
I
done.
mean, that was definitely one of our prominent fights, and that happened more
Over
than
what
once.
though? A bowl of soup? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like.
You guys didn't say what it was about. You just said.
I will. No.
we,
I'll
we
tell
don't
you.
remember what it was about. We were
Yeah, it
drunk as
wasn't.
shit.
They're just
So
drunk.
that's Chris's biggest fight, and I'll tell you probably our most
The yogurt was an incident.
serious.
Yeah, serious. I being it serious. I thought it was the same thing, but
Okay.
all right, go on.
So like, I don't know. We were having like a really rough patch, and like we.
How
both,
long ago? Like, how long into the relationship?
Probably like
Right in
six,
the middle,
6
probably.
months ago.
Uh,
He's like,
Whoa! Sarah does not know what she's talking about.
3
I know,
months
I
ago,
know.
and I'm like, no, 6 months ago, and that's being generous.
and that's
But
probably
like,
me not remembering. Huh?
we were not happy.
Not that bad.
Like both of us were not happy in the relationship, and I think a big part of it was we weren't talking about why we weren't happy. And we go to get food, and we get Little Hut, which is literally right down the street from us.
What is Little Hut?
It's a sandwich place. And we pull up, and it's during COVID, and so they're like coming out to give your delivery and shit.
It wasn't 6 months ago then. It was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to be nice.
It was rough, huh?
I feel
So-
better.
It
now.
was
I was like,
real
what's
rough.
this big thing?
And we're having this like
Hold on
big-ass
a second.
argument.
Sailor had a different, bigger fight in his mind.
No, the only thing I wasn't thinking of anything specific. I was just thinking of like she said. We had our ups and downs.
What was your
a
biggest
little
fight?
longer.
What was your biggest fight in your mind?
Well, let her finish hers.
I said
No.
it.
I want to hear it.
Well, there was another time. I mean, I have stories. For
I want to go back
days,
to
so-
that, but I want to hear
No,
it.
so
Yeah, let her.
Yeah, all right. We're
we're
going to do that.
like, we're driving to Little Hut, and I was like, just fucking say it. Like, whatever's on your mind, just say it. And he was like, I'm not happy. Like, I'd rather be at work than be at home with you. And I just fucking go
Am I
psycho level. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, fuck you and your whole fucking family. Like, fuck this. So we
Oh,
get
jeez.
home, and I just...
Do you remember this, Sailor?
I remember pulling up in the parking lot having an argument. I forget the words.
Yeah, and he literally said, like, I'm not happy with you, and I'm not happy with the relationship. Like, I'd rather be at work than be at home with you. So I'm like, fuck this, like, fuck you. And it takes us, like, minutes to get home, and he just walks in the house. So I said, fuck this, like, I'm going for a walk.
Oh, yeah,
And I literally walked, like, 15 miles that night. Like, I walked, like, literally, like...
You know what that could have been, though? What the world is and what was going on in the world, and you,
You
guys
know?
being cooped up
Yeah,
inside.
but
Like
it-
a lot of people felt that way.
We
Yeah,
put
I
that in
mean, it was
perspective.
really
A lot of
important for
people
us
felt like that.
though,
We did.
because
I know exactly what she's talking about.
yeah, because we don't talk about like the serious stuff. Like we just kind of get into like the surface level.
And it's
And this was probably like the most serious fight that I can remember having because
Right.
we weren't happy with each other. And it took him saying that for me to be like, okay, like I'm not happy with you either.
nobody ever wants to say that.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
it
people
was
want to
like-
sugarcoat it.
It
Yeah.
put all of our cards on the table. I'm like, okay, this is X, Y, and Z why I'm not happy. And he's like, okay, here's A, B, and C why I'm not happy. And it,
Were they
like,
similar reasons?
yeah, definitely.
It's been great.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
Have
ever
you since then
it's
has
been, like
been-
amazing.
That's-
Like
Well, that's why.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that
You
shit.
put
you
your
gotta
guys-
lay it out.
You guys both had a
A
problem.
lot of
Yeah.
people just don't want to lay it out, or only one of the two want to
Yeah.
lay it out. Like we
Because
definitely did that
That's
shit
huge.
together.
for me,
yeah.
like I know that Chris is a very passionate person. So for him to say like he's not happy with me, I was like, fuck, this is serious. So for him to like lay it out on the table as to why he wasn't happy was like an eye opener for
A
me.
game changer. Yeah.
And then I was like, well, okay, well, here's why I'm not happy.
Did
And
you
then-
guys take offense to why the other person wasn't happy?
Nah, we
No, not
honestly
really.
both let it sink
Yeah,
in, and we
because-
it took like overnight.
Dude,
but
Yeah, we
I'm not
weren't-
gonna lie, that's fucking huge.
Yeah, we weren't
honestly,
happy
it literally
for
took
s-
overnight. Like we literally called each other from work the next. I always
Yeah.
call her on my way home.
And
So
it
wait,
was, like, very
he was at home
similar
clearly.
reasons.
Like he was at home, right? From what you just said, he was at the house you guys both share.
Yeah, like.
And
when
then where
I
did you
was-
go?
I mean, I went for a walk.
Yeah, but did you go home and sleep in the same bed?
No, because I was also fighting.
Where
with
did
my
you go?
mom.
Well, no,
I went for a walk.
No,
like-
And where did you sleep? You have to
No,
sleep
I
She came
slept
home.
at home.
in the same bed.
No, I
Yeah.
slept in bed. He slept in the
Did
on
I
the
sleep
couch.
on the couch, or did I just
Yeah.
go to sleep earlier?
But it wasn't like
I always say it was weird.
intentional. You know, I just like came home
I'll-
from my walk,
Yeah.
and he was like already like not asleep, but
Okay.
like kind of asleep, and
yeah.
and then
that
the
night
next day we
slept in the
kind of like
couch.
hashed it out.
Or that night we slept in the bed, but there is plenty of nights where one of us sleeps on the couch, one sleeps on the bed.
Yeah, but that's not because we're fighting. It's
No,
because-
no.
That's what I was about to ask.
Just
yeah.
thinking, yeah, like random.
Just fell asleep. And
But
But
you're-
no,
knows-
I mean,
she
I
knows
think
not to wake
this
me
was
up after I
like
fall asleep.
something
Yeah.
that had just been like
If I
being
fell asleep, I'm
covered
there.
up, and eventually it came to head. And he was like, it took him to say, hey, I'm not happy, and here's why.
I mean, do you guys want to say what it was, just for other people that might be going through the same thing?
I mean, there was a lot of reasons why. We just weren't.
I mean, but there's a main
Yeah.
reason. There's
I
always
would-
that one
no.
point.
No, there really wasn't.
one thing.
I
There
mean,
wasn't.
we just weren't communicating with each other.
It
Like,
was like-
I would just say, like, I'm not happy. And he's like, I'm not happy either.
Like,
and
say
we just
something
kind of,
l-
like, brushed it aside.
But
Say
what
something
was it?
I did like a couple little things to piss her off, she'd hold it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Minor things, like literally, like why are there still dishes in the sink? Like
Yeah.
imagine like 10 things like that, and it all builds up, and nobody says anything, and then all of a sudden, like something puts the icing on the cake, and
Yeah.
we just spiral out. So like, if we were to tell you, like
And most of his
Oh.
probably was like I said, like being stuck inside and being around
that's
each other
why I
so
think
much.
it had a lot
Yeah.
to do with it. But
Like-
it's a
Which
good
is
thing. It's a
funny
good
for
thing.
us because a big part of relationship is that like we work the same work schedule, like we lived in the same
Yeah.
house.
You're used to the same.
So we were like, okay, we're used to each other.
Were you affected from COVID? Like, did you stay home?
Yeah,
or-
definitely. I mean, I got to work from home for like at least a month and a half, and he was still at work.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that definitely played a
Mhm.
big part into it, but I wouldn't say that COVID was the main driver
Yeah, it just kind of was
It
the
just
icing
behind
on the
our
cake.
fight. Yeah.
It brought it to the surface, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And it like made us be honest with each other, which I think is something that we weren't being
That's-
with each other.
That's huge.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you
I can't. I can't
I think
understand how big that is because a
Yeah,
lot of
but
couples don't.
Like
say
I will
anything.
tell you, like, you know, since that day, like our relationship has been like A+ grade. Like
Yeah.
we've been like
Sometimes
really
the lines
good.
blur. You don't realize how long you're just like
Yeah, like
Going through the motions.
yeah, like covering shit up,
But
like
we're think we're
pushing
fine.
it to the side.
We think it's just like a couple day argument, but then
Mhm.
it's like you just apologize and keep going. Nothing
Yeah.
sparks. Like it takes something like that to put things back in motion almost.
Yeah.
Just don't eat
Yeah.
a sandwich.
Exactly.
Go get a sandwich.
I said I didn't want mayonnaise.
Well, that was another issue. We won't talk about our hate with Little Hut, but
Holy shit.
But yeah, communication and I think trust is also
Okay.
very
yeah,
big in a
seriously.
relationship. You
Yeah.
guys trust each other pretty good. Like
Yeah, 100%.
that's
like,
huge too. Like if you can just go out and he's
I-
like I'm gonna stay home,
yeah.
and you trust that she's just doing whatever. You're not even thinking.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
definitely, I would say we trusted each other for like.
Since the beginning.
Well, I would say in the beginning, like I definitely had some trust issues.
Some people have
maybe
from
she
previous.
did. Yeah, from
Yeah.
previous is
Yeah.
what I'm getting.
Yeah.
at.
And then you
Yeah,
learn
from
that
previous.
she is different than whoever.
Everybody else.
And so it's like, I don't have to do
Yeah.
that.
And
And
Rob,
it's-
you have that in your life. You have 100% trust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I
It
think
helps.
it's
And Kate
much...
definitely has the same thing because you leave the house to come here all the time. So
Yeah, so
Just
she
the
knows
same.
Yeah,
about that. Like,
I think it's much easier when you guys are like on the same level. Like in the beginning of our relationship, I was in college, like he was just working, partying on the weekends. So it was kind of like back and forth. But at the same time, I think when we got to that level, we were just like, okay, like we both want the same things.
Yeah.
So
We definitely just were that connection.
yeah,
We both had our fair share of relationships and
yeah, like
we felt
heartbreaks and
connected,
like
so.
heartache and all of that. So when we found each other, we were just kind of like, okay, like this is cool.
feels
like,
easy almost. Like,
Yeah.
why is this so easy?
It just,
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
went. We just rolled with it.
thank you again for watching that YouTube clip. If you others like it, remember that like and subscribe button. If you have questions
Press it.
for us, go to our website and you can find our email, loveandthenwhat@gmail.com. You can also see other YouTube clips, highlights, previews to other clips, and behind-the-scenes features. If you want to listen to our podcast, go to anywhere where you listen to your podcast. And you can find Love and Then What there.